Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm off the water again this weekend. It's been weekend after weekend of pretty bad weather, and my day job's pretty busy, so it's sort of keeping me away from the water as well at the moment. But I thought I'd just do this quick video on anchoring a jet ski. I've seen a lot of people asking on social media groups what's the best techniques to do it, and I'll just show you how I do it. It may not necessarily be for you, but it's something that seems to work for me and my conditions. The anchor I use is a Cooper Black. It's plastic, solid plastic, weighs about 2 kilograms, and it's worked for me. And previously I actually had the smaller version of this, the Cooper Blue, and people have told me that the blue's okay, but what I found is that it's only good for shoreline or shallow water with little current. So if you're on a lake or in an estuary, Cooper Blue will probably do the job. It's a little bit cheaper, not much. It's only a matter of $10 to $20. A little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, but look, if you want something to hold in most conditions, then you're going to need something like this one, the Cooper Black. Second thing you might notice is that the way I actually connect the anchor rope, this is a standard anchor rope you'll get from any chandlery shop. I've got about 70 meters wrapped on a electrical cable winder. And you'll notice I've also got about a meter and a half of chain, which basically acts as a weight to put the anchor on the bottom. So if you're dropping it down, it gets the anchor on the bottom, and as you are pulling along to gain the grip from the anchor, the chain sits on the bottom and keeps the anchor low so it can dig in. So, like I said, the other thing you'll notice is that anchors have 2 or 3 attachment points. If you were to just connect your anchor rope right to the back point here, what would happen is if you do manage to get it jammed under a rock, for instance, or under a bit of coral, all the force is going to be basically wedging that anchor further and further into the obstacle. So, you could end up losing your anchor, which you don't want to do. So the idea behind this method is that you actually attach your anchor to the front, cable tied to the back, so that when you do get it, if you do happen to get it stuck, you can actually snap the cable ties, and then you're pulling the anchor up from the front section here and pulling it directly out of the obstacle. So that's the idea behind cable ties with connector at the front of the anchor. And then what I've done is I'm using just a simple electrical coiler. You can use whatever drum system that you want on these things. A roll drum is possible. I just wanted something that was flat that I could actually pack. And this particular cable winder, I found that I can get about 70 meters of anchor rope on that. So if I'm anchoring in about 25 meters, which is probably about the deepest I'll attempt to anchor, it gets very tricky, anything over about 20-25 meters, I would have about 3 times the depth in anchor rope. So as I said, if I'm anchoring about 25, I'll make sure I've got about 75 meters of cable, and on this I could fit about 80 to 90 meters of cable. Okay, so that's the simple stuff. Next, the anchoring point on the jet ski is very important. So we always anchor from the front of the jet ski. It's probably poor seamanship to anchor anywhere but the tow point on the front of the ski. And there's many reasons why we don't anchor anywhere else, or wouldn't recommend doing that in any sort of current. One of them is the risk of getting water coming into the ski, and it is possible if you were to anchor from the rear of the ski to actually have the tail dig in, water get forced into either the engine or into the hull of the ski. So it is possible, and it has happened that we've known about somebody in southeast Queensland who actually ended up having to call marine rescue when their ski had taken on water because of anchoring from the rear. So don't do it. All right, I'm going to show you my anchoring system. So what I use for anchoring is a specially made anchor tether. It's quite a strong marine rope, which is just done in a slip knot around the front tow hook of the ski. This one's got a little float in it. It's got a clip, a carabiner style clip here, and it's also got this elastic tab on it so that I can put it around the mirror of the ski here and stow it, so when I'm riding along it's not going to go flapping around. So the idea is that I can still reach that quite easily from the seating position on the ski. All right, I'm going to attempt to simulate the anchoring process from ski in my garage here in my trailer. Bear with me. I should be able to show you how to do this from here. So first thing you do is unstow the anchor, throw the anchor out, chain over the side so it doesn't scratch the Juco, let out the desired amount of rode. And the technique normally is around about 3 times the depth, so 3 or 4 times the depth, depending on the current, will hold you quite well. So, you know, if you've got an anchor rope, you can always run it out on your front lawn and just work out the appropriate marks. Maybe put a loop in the cable, and we'll tell you why these loops are important. I use loops, and the reason I use those is this is how I attach my front tether to the rope. So I've let out the anchor rope. I'm about in the right position where I need it. I either tie a new loop or use one that I've already got here. I reach over to my tether, which is on my mirror here, and I'll just grab the little tab here, the rubber tab on these. I use a clamp or a clip, like a carabiner clip, stainless, through that loop in the anchor rope, and then I let out the anchor rope. I actually let out a bit more, and what happens is the ski will drift back with the current. It will hold on the front of that point, on the tether point. It'll hold to the front of the ski or point the ski into the current. I don't let go of the rear tail on the anchor rope. I keep that here. The reason I need that is that's how I'm going to get it back. So once I've got that and I've got my rest of my anchor rope here, I'll stow that in my tubby, or I'll tie it off. If I was in another ski, I'd have to probably just tie it off somewhere so I didn't lose it over the side by accident. Okay, so that's pretty easy. The ski's anchored. Now the reverse, obviously, for pulling it in is exactly that. You use that tail to be able to pull the tether back. So you're pulling that in, your ski's moving forward onto the tether. You reach over, unclip, keep hold of the anchor rope in your left hand or right hand, depending which side you're on. Oops, this is just, and then stow the tether so you've got it there for next time, and then pull the anchor rope in. So pretty simple stuff, works really well, and it's not that complex when you get out in the water and try it. So hopefully this little tutorial is helpful, and look, if you've got any comments about it, please put them in the comments below, and I hope to see you back next time. I hope we'll be out in the water. Hopefully the weather's turned for the better now, and next time you see me we'll be going out, a couple of guys, and trying to get some nice fish. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.